Welcome back to Leading Experts, everybody. I'm Grayson Foster. If you're just tuning in, my guest today is Wade McKelvey. Wade is a personal financial guru, and he's created a website, the17secrets.com. And through his website, his webinars, his seminars, boot camps, and a new book he's just written, he's re-educating Middle America on how to build wealth quickly through his website, his books, his training, everything. You got it all going on.
Well, I'm trying to get out to the public, that's for sure.
All right. Well, I want to know, what makes you a financial guru?
I don't like the term guru because there's so many of these people out there labeled financial guru, and they're all giving this back. You know, matter of fact, I was flying out here last night, and I was reading a book. I'm not going to bring up names, and it was the same old rhetoric. Same old, $1 million copies of this thing. Well, not a million copies, but a bestseller.
Right.
And he goes in there and starts talking about all you got to do is buy 3 real estate properties, and in 20 years you're rich. $7 million. And he shows us simple math in the book. But there's a big factor he's leaving out there, a couple of big factors. Number one is maintenance costs of owning these properties, vacancy rates of these properties, and the big one, inflation. And inflation eats us alive. And so many of these people just totally, I'll give you a great example.
Okay.
You could sit here today, and this is the way Americans think, okay? And if I told you, you know, you could tell me your goal is to save $2 million for retirement. And let's say that's 30 years from now.
Okay.
Then you get to retirement, you have $2 million gathered, and you said, I achieved my goal. The only problem is with inflation, true inflation, it's only worth maybe $400,000 in today's dollars.
Right.
So you did not achieve your goal. You're not $2 million worth of purchasing power. You have to outpace inflation. Inflation's, you know, there's a chapter in my book that I go strictly into inflation, and people really need to understand it. And right now is a great time because people are finally understanding inflation a little bit with gas prices going up the way they are and food prices going up.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
So you were saying in your book that we can use inflation to our advantage. How do we do that?
Well, there's certain assets or certain investments you can get into that actually benefit from inflation.
Okay.
Typically, they're hard assets. Real estate is one. Real estate does, people think that real estate goes up, booms up in value, and you know, they can go up and down, but real estate typically over the nation goes up with inflation.
Okay.
And real estate you can hedge. I mean, you can leverage,
Leverage, okay.
Which makes it a strong investment, but it also puts you a little bit more risk, and it's not that liquid. But all you have to do is beat inflation by a little bit, get spread on your money, and you will win the game.
And you're ahead of the game.
You win. You're not ahead. You
You're
win.
winning the game.
You win the game.
Good.
And sometimes you don't even have to be as patient as you think. I mean, it doesn't take forever.
Is there a number that you have in your head or that you can share with us that says how much we should have by the time we reach 65 based on inflation?
And that's a great point. And there's people out there that say, go this calculator or go here, and it'll tell you. We read in this book an article the other day, you need 12 times your income saved. Well, how do we know?
Yeah.
I mean, you may decide when you retire that you want to move to Mexico. You know, life's easy down there, but it's a lot less expensive to live there, so you just stretched your American dollars out a lot further. One thing I can tell you is that you're likely to spend more money in retirement than you do during your working years. Everyone thinks you're not going to spend as much in retirement. You're out of debt. You do all this stuff. But all of a sudden you get to retirement. What do you do with this new 10 hours you found?
Right.
See, when you're working, you don't have to. The nice thing about work, you make money and you don't have time to spend the money.
Exactly. Yeah,
when you're
busy.
Retired, and you know, down here in Palm Springs, especially, you golf. That's not cheap.
No, very expensive.
Hobbies are very expensive.
Yeah, they are.
And, you know, it's also said that the typical American family will spend close to $280,000 of their own money on medical expenses alone in retirement.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse.
I think I'm going to have to go back to Canada where healthcare is free.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. You say the wealthy understand the reality of money. What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, in my book, I talk about, you know, they won't. Middle America, like I said earlier, are happy if they can get 8% returns. They're ecstatic if they get 10 or 12 consistently.
Right.
Wealthy people won't accept less than 12%.
Right.
Now, this is the big trick, and again, this is a different way of thinking about things.
Okay.
Wealthy people understand it's not just their money earning interest, it's their time, their knowledge, what they put to work. Great example. You know, I don't profess to know everything. I know what I know, but there's a lot of people that are more successful than me at certain things. Great example is internet marketing. That's not my strength. However, I know people that are very strong at that. And recently I went out and I spent right around $25,000 to get a day and a half with a guru. Now that's an investment on my behalf. As long as I make $30,000 back on that, that's a return on my money.
Yeah.
You know, putting time, going to seminars. I go to seminars all the time. I listen to everybody. If I get one little snippet out of it that makes me money, it's worth every dime.
I agree with you on that one.
So it's not just money on your money. wealthy people, see, I'm not going to go into the majority, I have a passive income, but it's because of my knowledge I have that passive income.
Right.
It's not because of my investments out there. My investments do quite well, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But it's the knowledge I have, and wealthy people understand it's their knowledge and their time that they want to get returns on, not just their money.
And you've invested in yourself by gaining that knowledge.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because there's always someone that knows more than you do.
Absolutely there is.
Yes.
How important is it to protect your assets? And you say this is something that the wealthy do very well by owning nothing, and yet they control everything.
They own nothing and control everything.
How are they doing that?
They set up, they start their own businesses, they create LLCs, they create trusts, they do things that middle America simply don't do. I'll give you an example. You had a client that was worth $2 million, okay?
Okay.
Driving down this, he was about, I think just under 90 years old.
Oof.
He's going to get a loaf of bread,
Yeah.
hit a motorcycle, killed the guy.
Okay.
Well, he had an umbrella life insurance policy worth $2 million. So guess how much they sued him for?
$2 million.
No, the $2 million plus his $2 million assets.
Oh.
Guess how much he's worth today? Nothing.
Zero.
Because they got it all. Wealthy people put their assets in trust or LLCs. They get it out of their hands, and but they control these trusts and they control these LLCs. And again, I'm not an expert on asset protection, but I know I protect all my assets. Home equity sitting there, biggest target in the world. If you have home equity and you get in a car accident and a lawyer looks at that and says they have equity, we're suing them. So don't have equity.
Right.
Pull it out and get it to work, and then put it in some kind of protection, some umbrella that protects it.
Is procrastination the #1 bad thing that we're all doing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we sit on the fence. Americans need to start dumbing down.
Okay.
Americans have the tendency to overanalyze, overthink everything. They'll sit there, they'll see an investment opportunity, and especially what I call green personalities. These are very analytical people.
Right.
There's another word for it. I won't. Anal, I think it is.
Anal.
Anal.
Yes.
And they'll sit there and analyze it every day from Sunday, and by the time they're done analyzing, the opportunity's gone.
Right.
Rich people wealthy people do their due diligence. They know what they're looking for. They know what their parameters are, and they take action. And they do it quickly. Just like my book, sitting around, well, should I order that book? My goodness, it's free. You got to pay shipping and handling, big deal. Read it. If you order it and don't read it, it doesn't do you any good.
Right.
But procrastination just kills Americans. I mean, we all know if you would have started saving when you were 20, you'd be worth a whole lot of money by your mid-40s and a whole lot more by your 60s.
Right.
Yet hardly anyone does it.
Unfortunately, I'm out of time, Wade. Free book today. Call the number on your screen. Visit the website on the screen. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wade, for being on the show.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching this edition of Leading Experts, everybody. We'll see you next time.